felt like the WNBA finals were actually rigged because Cathy Engelbert was also wearing a dress that had the New York City skyline.
That line wasn't whispered in some late-night forum. It was the first thing fans remembered when the most anticipated game of the year dissolved into chaos. Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham sprint straight to the ref. No eye contact, no explanation. Sophie even taps him on the arm, and he refuses to look at her. This was supposed to be the game of the year, a sold-out crowd, Clark versus the defending champs. Instead, it became the most embarrassing officiating meltdown the WNBA has ever seen. And then it got worse. Just hours later, the league did something it had never done before. It suspended the commissioner. From the opening tip, something felt off. The Indiana fever came out locked in. The energy in that building was electric. Clark sliced passes. To Alia Boston, Lexi Hull played lights-out defense, and the crowd sounded like Game 7 of the finals. Everyone felt it. Tonight could be a statement win, the kind of night that turns doubters into believers. But the refs, they didn't show up to officiate. They showed up to sabotage. Clark was hacked going to the rim again and again. Not a single whistle. Lexi was whistled for a foul on a clean block, and the Liberty were practically gifted. Points at the line. Even neutral commentators started to shift their tone from excitement to disbelief. One analyst muttered, "If this keeps up, the league's got a real problem on its hands." He had no idea how prophetic that would sound just a few hours later. This wasn't just a missed call or two. It was a pattern, the kind that changes. The outcome of a game. Fans felt the momentum swing every time a whistle blew against Indiana for phantom contact. Social media erupted in real time. Clips of Clark's no-call layups hit 1 million views before the fourth quarter even ended. Fix. The refs trended nationwide. Let's talk numbers. The Fever had a -31 free throw differential. That's not a typo. That's a disgrace. How does one team shoot 15 free throws while the other gets 32 in a close game? Statisticians scoured the last 10 seasons and couldn't find a single playoff matchup with such a disparity. Clark was shoved, bumped, grabbed, still no calls. Meanwhile, New York got fouls for soft contact and phantom pushes. Viewers could almost sense the frustration radiating through their screens. Clark's shoulders slumped, Boston looked exasperated, and the normally calm Lexi Hull threw her arms up in disbelief. Whenever the Fever players tried to talk to the officials, the refs wouldn't even acknowledge them. No explanations, no eye contact. It was as if the whistle itself carried an attitude. Fans near courtside later said they saw one official smirk when Clark pleaded for a call. Whether that was true or not, the rumor spread like wildfire, and perception quickly hardened into fact. Coach Stephanie White let it rip in the post-game press conference. A -31 free throw discrepancy, and we're attacking the rim. The disrespect has been unbelievable. She wasn't venting. She was blowing the whistle, and fans were right there with her. Within minutes, her comments were clipped, captioned, and shared across every platform. Even NBA players weighed in. Some backed her. Others warned that the WNBA needed to tighten up before the credibility damage became permanent. Hours after the game ended, the WNBA made an unprecedented move. Commissioner Cathy Engelbert was suspended. The league framed it as a temporary measure pending an internal review, but the shock of seeing the top executive sidelined sent reporters scrambling for answers. Remember the clip that opened this video? That viral accusation about Engelbert's finals wardrobe set the stage for what came next. Critics said the image proved bias, and now the league was forced to act. Sports talk shows replayed the trophy ceremony footage on loop, freeze-framing Engelbert's Liberty blue dress as if it were Exhibit A in a courtroom drama. Why did the league really sideline her? Insiders say she ignored months of complaints about officiating, but others believe this was about protecting the WNBA's image, and Cathy became the fall girl. According to one anonymous team executive, sponsors were getting nervous. We had to show accountability fast, or we'd lose momentum in a season that was supposed to be historic. The league needed a head to roll, and hers was first on the chopping block. Some believe the favoritism isn't new, especially when it comes to the New York Liberty. Their super team roster, primetime TV slots, and league-backed marketing push have long fueled whispers that New York is the WNBA's golden child. During last year's WNBA finals, Engelbert stepped onto the court in Liberty colors. After controversial late-game calls helped New York win, that image went viral. She looked more like a fan than a commissioner. Former players posted side-by-side screenshots of the dress and the decisive foul call, asking whether optics like that undermine trust in the league. Since then, every soft foul and every lopsided call in the Liberty's favor has felt more suspicious. This latest game, Fever mauled, Liberty living at the line, was the last straw. Fan forums catalogued a growing list of questionable whistles that benefited New York, complete with timestamps, slow-motion replays, and GIF breakdowns. Would any of this have happened if Caitlin Clark weren't in the league? Probably not. Clark hasn't just added eyeballs, she's added scrutiny. Her college highlights routinely drew millions, and that digital army followed her into the pros, ready to dissect every frame. When she gets hacked without a call, it trends. When refs ignore her, it becomes national news. Broadcasters noted that the Fever-Liberty matchup pulled the highest regular season rating in league history, until viewers started rage tweeting about the officiating, and some tuned out before the final horn. The WNBA knew that if they didn't act fast, they were risking everything Clark brings. That's why suspending the commissioner wasn't just punishment, it was a message to sponsors, networks, and fans. We hear you, don't leave. The league says it's taking officiating seriously. Refs suspended, commissioner suspended. But is this real change or damage control? The new interim leadership promised an independent audit of game footage, more training for referees, and regular public reports on whistle accuracy. Skeptics called it window dressing. Supporters said it was a start. According to insiders, Engelbert didn't just step down, she was pushed hard. Many around the league believed she couldn't handle the spotlight Clark brings. Owners allegedly saw her as a liability, and when public anger exploded after the Liberty game, they acted. One front office source claimed 2 franchises threatened to withhold league revenue-sharing payments unless decisive action was taken. Engelbert became the scapegoat, the sacrificial lamb to protect the league's future. She released a brief statement thanking fans for their passion and insisting she always put the game first. Critics weren't buying it. A flood of op-eds questioned whether any commissioner could juggle the pressures of growth, star power, and officiating crises without stumbling. The WNBA is at a crossroads. More attention than ever, but more to lose than ever. Fans know the difference between fair calls and favoritism, and if they walk away now, the league may never get another chance like this. One viral TikTok showed a young girl wearing a Clark jersey, asking her dad why the grown-ups didn't follow the rules. Innocent, yes, but it hit harder than any hot take segment. The Fever are doing their part. Clark is showing up. Boston is battling. Coach White is speaking out. Now the league must step up too, not just with statements and suspensions, but with real change. Insiders say a task force of former referees, data analysts, and player reps is already mapping out new protocols, live VAR-style reviews, transparent post-game reports, even biometric tracking of referee positioning to catch missed angles. If fans believe Caitlin Clark isn't protected, they won't just stop watching. They'll never come back, and the league can't afford to lose the influx of sponsors drawn by her star power. Contracts for next season's national broadcasts hinge on keeping those new viewers. Was the game rigged? Was the commissioner the real problem, or just a scapegoat? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you made it this far, hit like. You're one of the real ones. Every reaction, every view counts, because right now, the league is listening harder than ever. This story isn't over. Stay tuned. The next chapter could change everything, from how games are called to who ultimately leads the WNBA into its most critical era yet.